Think California is still the golden state for home buyers? Not in 2026. We're breaking down 10 cities where the dream just costs too much. Let's dig in. Number 10. Los Angeles. The median home price in LA just hit $1 million. Meanwhile, mortgage rates did drop from Trump's recent order to buy $200 billion in mortgage bonds. Rates are now around 6.1%, down nearly a full point from last year. But here's the thing. Even with that rate relief, a buyer putting down 20% is looking at a monthly payment well over $4,000. Before taxes, before insurance. Inventory is up about 20% year over year, which sounds good until you realize those are just more overpriced options. Days on market have stretched to around 62 days, which means sellers are finally feeling pressure. But for average household incomes, still under $100,000 annually, the math just doesn't work anymore. LA's got the glitz. It doesn't have the affordability. Number 9. Oakland. Oakland used to be the Bay Area's affordable alternative to San Francisco. Not anymore. The typical home now sells for around $750,000, while local incomes hover near $80,000. That's a mismatch that pushes both buyers and sellers into desperate decisions. Nearly a third of listings cut prices in the past quarter. Properties that sold in weeks are now sitting for months. And crime? Oakland ranks top 5 nationally for property crime, which drives insurance premiums up 40 to 50% higher than they were just a few years ago. Oakland still has culture and edge, but the stability that made it attractive? That's eroding fast. Number 8. Stockton. Stockton's always been a story of survival. After the foreclosure crisis, it looked like a hidden gem for Bay Area refugees. But momentum is fading hard. Homes cost roughly $480,000, while average household income sits around $66,000. Foreclosure filings are ticking up again as adjustable-rate mortgages reset. Nearly 30% of sellers slashed prices last quarter. Rising crime, higher insurance costs, and wages that haven't kept pace. It all compounds. Stockton's not collapsing, it's straining. And that's often what happens right before it cracks. Number 7. San Diego. Paradise has a price tag. The median home value in San Diego is around $970,000. That's down about 3.8% year over year, which sounds like relief. But it's not the story you want to hear. Low inventory and sustained demand mean that price drop is just a blip. Insurance premiums jumped more than 50% since 2020 because of wildfire risk, coastal erosion, and flood concerns. Even with rates near 6%, monthly costs for an average home run $400 to $500 more than other regions. San Diego still looks perfect on Instagram. Financially, far from it. Here's what's happening right now with rates and policy. Trump's pushing the Fed hard, and those bond purchases we mentioned are having an effect. Mortgage rates might dip even lower, potentially reaching the high fives if inflation stays modest. But here's the reality. Even if rates drop another half point, in markets like San Diego and LA, the monthly payment barely budges because the purchase price is the real problem. In San Francisco, a median income household would need to spend 56% of their entire income just to cover the mortgage payment, assuming they have a 20% down payment. In San Jose, it's 63%. That's not a housing market. That's a financial trap. That's a financial trap. Number 6. Burbank. Home to studios and sunshine, Burbank was once one of LA County's most desirable suburbs. But in 2026, affordability is collapsing. The median home price exceeds $1 million while average income sits below $90,000. Two-income households struggle to qualify for mortgages. Home ownership costs, mortgage, insurance, property taxes, easily run $4,500 a month or more. That's just to own an average 3-bedroom house. Meanwhile, entertainment and tech layoffs are tightening the job market. Studios are downsizing, streaming budgets are getting slashed, wage growth is stalled. Listings sit longer now. Price cuts of 10–15% are common. Burbank's golden exterior hides a warning sign underneath. Santa Cruz went from laid-back beach town to one of California's most expensive coastal markets. Median values hover around $1.2 million. Local incomes can't break $85,000. People here spend more than half their income just on the mortgage. Add utilities, property taxes, and insurance premiums that jumped 40% since 2022. The math becomes impossible. Wildfire risk, flooding, erosion. Environmental headwinds keep piling on. Over a quarter of listings saw price cuts this year. Younger families are leaving for inland cities where money goes further. The lifestyle is unbeatable. The cost? Unreasonable. Number 4. Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara recorded the sharpest home price gains in all of California last year, up 26.7%. The median just crossed $2 million. Average local income? Still around $90,000. The market has slowed dramatically. Days on market jumped from 37 to 65 days. Nearly a third of listings dropped their asking price. The real problem? Risk. Insurance premiums are catastrophic, $5,000 to $6,000 annually just to protect the property. And in some areas, you can't even get coverage anymore. Santa Barbara's paradise under pressure, extreme pressure. Number 3. Palm Springs. Palm Springs boomed during the pandemic as remote workers flooded in. Now it's overheating in every way possible. The median home price sits around $675,000, while median income barely reaches $70,000. Overbuilding and speculation flooded the market. About a third of homes already cut prices this year. Then there's climate, literally. Last year, Palm Springs had over 60 days above 110 degrees. Energy bills skyrocketed. Insurance costs jumped nearly 50%. Drought limitations make maintenance expensive and unpredictable. Investors and retirees are backing away. In 2026, Palm Springs isn't a safe bet. It's hot in all the wrong ways. Number 2. Mendocino. Mendocino's stunning. Redwoods, cliffs, isolation. But isolation is becoming a liability. Average home prices sit just above $650,000, while median income barely hits $60,000. That prices out locals while remote workers are leaving because infrastructure is limited and utilities are unreliable. Insurance costs near $4,700 a year, rising fast for properties near forest zones. Power outages, narrow roads, spotty connectivity. These aren't minor inconveniences when you own a home. Roughly 35% of listings saw price cuts, highest rate in Northern California. Mendocino stays beautiful. For financial stability? It's a tough sell. Number 1. San Francisco. The city that symbolized innovation and wealth now faces a serious housing hangover. The median home price sits around $1.5 million, up double digits year over year. But demand is splitting. Luxury properties in Pacific Heights and the Marina are hitting all-time highs. Mid-range and condo listings? Sitting longer, cutting prices. Over 50,000 residents have left since 2021. Tech workers, families, investors. HOA fees exceed $1,800 a month. Insurance bills run $6,000 a year. Crime, cleanliness, infrastructure concerns, they all weigh on decisions. And affordability. A median income household in San Francisco would need 56% of their entire income just for the mortgage payment. The rate relief from Trump's bond buying helps. It doesn't fix this. San Francisco's still beautiful. But buying here in 2026? That feels like balancing on a knife's edge. California's still desirable. But desirable doesn't mean it's smart to buy everywhere. If this breakdown helped you dodge a bad deal, hit like and subscribe to Housing IQ. We find the signal in the noise so you make smarter housing decisions.